Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you a Kubernetes setup using kubeadm. So let me show you how my kubeadm setup, right? In my cluster, I have one master and two worker nodes. Okay, I this is my master and I taken two worker nodes. Okay, using I taken the Ubuntu missions. So on this Ubuntu missions, I am going to set up uh, cluster using kubeadm. Okay, I just created three machines. One is master and one is node 1, another one is node 2. Okay, I taken Ubuntu and T2 medium, all the three nodes. But okay, um, I just logged into these three missions. Okay, this is I just set a host name to avoid the confusions. So let me switch to root user. So first command I need to do, I have to update the server, like apt get update -y. Same in node 1 also, same thing I have to do, apt get update -y. And node 2 also same, I have to run apt get update -y. Now this is done. Let me go through documentation. I have done apt get update. So now I have to update install the transfer HTTP commands. Okay, so I taken this one, I'm just copying. We take the step 1, get update -y. Okay, step 2, I'm running these commands. Okay, so I'm into root user, I don't need to use any sudo. Okay, let me clear this one. Same, whatever I am going to run the commands, it is from both master and worker node as well. Okay, there are few commands which need to only run on master. I will show you that time. Okay, this also done. Now I just need to add the keys. Okay, so I just need to add the repository. So let me take step 3. I just added this repository into this server. Third step is done. Now I just need to install this kubectl. Okay, so let me do the step 4. I just added the repository. Okay, using repo we are installing this one. This is done, this is done. This also done. Okay, now once this is done, you just need to update again. Okay, so again you have to do apt get update -y. So step 5, you just need to do apt get update -y. Okay, let me do again. Just now we have created the repository. That's why we just need to update the server. We have installed the Kubernetes repo. Okay, to get it the updated Kubernetes plugins, everything. This is done. Now I need to swap up memory. Okay, to avoid the clusters. Um, Kubernetes. So, see the recommendation deployment as per the Kubernetes community, the mentioned Kubernetes change. Okay, we have to disable the swap. Okay, so for that one, I just need to use step 6. Just need to do just swap off, swap off, swap up. Okay, now I just need to allow the notify filters like this. Step 7. So I just need to update the same. For network tables and all, this one. Okay, now I need to allow systemctl-p. Step 8, ctl-p. Now I just need to update the systemctl netbrew. Okay, IP tables and IP tables. Okay, so step 8, this one. Now step 9. Sudo is not required, just master node 1 and node 2. Now I have installed the Docker, okay, on the 3 machines. Step 10, just I just install the Docker on the 3 machines. So these are the common. Now if you want, you can add Docker into Ubuntu, okay, to run Ubuntu as a normal user, okay. But we are running on food user, we don't need. But if you want, you can add, no issues. So step 11. So if you need to run as a normal user, you need to add Ubuntu user into the Docker group. So if you check that service of the Docker should be run. See, it is running. Okay. Now if you want to add user, you just need to add this command. If you need to run as a normal user. Okay. Now this is done. Now you just need to start the Docker. We have already started the Docker. Okay, by default Ubuntu it should be started the Docker, but if you want you can add this command. Okay, this is step 12. You just need to enable the Docker if you didn't stop the Docker. Okay, so anyway it is running. Okay, just no need to do anything. Step 13. No, anyway you just check the version, right? So Docker is installed all these servers. Docker is run, and if you give -, you will get the version. And if you want to check the service, Docker status. Okay, it is fine, everything. Now we just need to install the cluster commands like kubectl, kubeadm, okay, kubelet, all these things. Now this is step 14. I think it is not required on this thing. When you install the Docker, by default it will come automatically all these commands. Okay, but uh, for safe side you just need to uh, enable these things. Okay, if we didn't start at the Docker. Now let me install this thing. Sorry. Once this is done, you just need to systemctl daemon reload. Okay, now step 15, you just need to do systemctl daemon reload. Okay, this is done and just completed this one. This is done and this is done. All three sir. Now I need to start the kubelet. Okay, step 16, I just need to do kubelet start. Okay, by default anyway it is started. If you want to check, you just need to start that one. And same thing. Kubelets, it is used to run the Docker container inside the pod. Okay, so it is in the node. Okay, as per the architecture. So now you need to enable the Docker kubelet service. So step 17. Just need to run this thing. Here's this one, and this also done. Now, so as of now, these all the commands. Okay, it is from both master and node. Okay, below commands, both master and worker node. Now whatever I am going to below commands for only master, below command only master. Okay, now let me run the below command cube adm init. Okay, this will be initialize the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, step 18 cube adm init. So I just need to run only in the master cube adm init. However, we will do docker swarm init, right? So it will create a cluster. So same here, we just need to run this command. So it will give you the configuration details, and it will give you the um, key to join the node as cluster. Okay, so it is saying like kubeconfig image is pulled. The pulling image required setting up the cluster, Kubernetes cluster. This might take 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, now starting the kubelet. Okay, manifest file. See, cube control plane has initiated successfully. Control plane means master. Okay, master is initiated successfully. uh, to start using the cluster, you need to run the following command as a regular user. Okay, these three commands you just need to run as a regular user. Alternatively, if you root user, you can run this one. Okay, so I just need to run this command, and if I want, I just need to run all these commands. Okay, so this is what here after initializing kubadm joins the command, paste in notepad. Okay, and copy that one into notes. Okay, so it is giving this information once kubenet is successfully initiated. Okay, and this is the key to join the nodes. Let me copy all this thing. Anyway, let me run this one. Let me copy this key. Okay, meanwhile let me switch to normal user. Exit from the root user, and now I'm into Ubuntu user. Okay, I just need to run all these 3 steps. Done. So it is already copied. Okay, this is done. Now you just need to, if you give kubectl get nodes, okay, you don't get any nodes, only master is there. Okay, now you just need to add the nodes into the master. Okay, for that one just you need to run this command kubeadm join, and you just need to add this key. Okay, go to the node. Okay, if you are already in the root, you just need to give this command. So this is done, and node 2 also I just need to paste it here. This is done. Okay, if you do in the kubectl get cluster, kubectl get nodes, so it is showing like one master and node 1 node 2. Okay, so here the status is not ready because we just need to give um, network commands. Okay, network solutions. Okay. So now this is the network solution command, just need to run. Okay, only master. Step 19. Okay, paste. Now if you check now kubectl get nodes, so node 2 is ready, node 1 is ready, it will see master also ready. See, initially it should be not ready state, now it should be ready state. Okay, this is the steps to set up the cluster. Okay, sorry. Now if you check kubectl get pods, there is, we didn't apply any pods. Okay, we didn't create any pods or deployments or services. Okay, now if you want to check kubectl API resources, so you will get all the cluster information. Okay, see, this is the name and this is the short name and the API version and the name space and the kind. Okay, see, if you want to check pods, the short name is PO and the version is V1 and the name space is like true and the kind is pod. Okay, so whenever you create the ML files, right, you just need to provide the API version, kind, metadata, spec. Okay, all this information you just need to provide. And let me create a some sample pod and we need to deploy, we're trying to deploy that one. Yeah, pod.ml. Okay, so I just opened all the security groups, everything. Okay, and this is the sample pod. Indentation is very important. Okay, this is the API version and let me metadata about your pod name, just need to give the pod name, labels, sorry, type front end and the specifications I just need to provide the container details. Okay, so under container, this is my name of the container and the image. Okay, so let me create this pod kubectl, create or apply, anything is fine. Hyphen pod name, sorry, kubectl. Okay, if you see now, get kubectl get pods. Okay, kubectl get pods. Now pod is created. Okay, pod is created. Now this pod is still not yet ready. See, now it is running. Okay, like this. You just need to create, if you want to create the deployments, you just need to create the deployment. Let me and try to create a deployment. Okay, on VI. If you want to delete the pod, you just need to give kubectl delete pod name. Okay, pod is just a uh, basic object. It will contain the uh, container details along with the application details. Okay, so if you check now, get pods, kubectl get pods, there is no resources are available. Okay, let me create a deployment. Va nginx hyphen deployment. So I have already deployment file. Okay, this is the deployment file. Here the API version, kind, metadata. I am giving the pod name like nginx deployment, labels nginx, and the spec in my replicas 3, nginx 3 replicas selector, and metadata match labels nginx. Okay, and the templates. This is the small deployments. Okay, and in the next deployment, and let me create that one. Kubectl get, sorry, kubectl apply or create, anything is fine. Kubectl apply hyphen f in the next deployment. We just need to give hyphen y. In the next deployment to the next deployment dot ml. The extension should be mandatory. Kubectl get, sorry, kubectl apply hyphen f in the next deployment dot ml. The deployment is created. If you check now, kubectl get deployment, deployments or deployment, anything is fine. So now it is created deployment. Okay, and three pods, when it deployment is done, right, automatically it should be created the pods. Okay, if you check now, kubectl get pods, see, pods also created. Okay, now this pod we can't able to access the outside of the cluster. Okay, for that one you just need to create the service. Okay, so for that one I just need to create a service file, service pod. Okay, so let me create a nginx one, va nginx service dot yml. Now kubectl create hyphen f nginx service. Just there. service.yml. We didn't create the service.yml. Nginx service.yml kubectl create -f. Now service is created. If you check now kubectl get service, sorry, service is created. Now if you want to access this one, okay, you just need to open this service with this port number, take the IP of the master node, okay, this is the master node, and if you give 3007, see you will get this page, okay, Nginx home page. So we just deployed the Nginx home page using node port. We are created this service. In the service we just need to use the node port or load balancer, anything based on the requirement. So in this case I just used the node port, okay. So node port I just used, okay. And that's all about this kubeadm, okay. Thanks for watching.